Hello there and welcome back. Today's practice will be working on the piriformis and the glutes. So come to a seated position on your mat. You'll need a tennis ball and a block or pillow. Roll your shoulders a few times. Let's get rid of some of that tension in the trapezius that can build up with working at home. Roll back and forth, and then raise the arms. And let's bring the thumbs into the upper back and push the head back into the forearms to open the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades at the back. Let the back curve and take some deep breaths. Stretching the arms straight, let's lower the arms down. Roll the shoulders again, releasing any of that tension. And now, let's take our right hand to our left knee and twist to look over the left shoulder. As you do this, be sure to have the left shoulder down, the shoulder blades sliding in towards the spine. Stay with a deep breath, and ideally your breath is in your chest and upper back. The belly is pulled in slightly. Left hand over the right knee, and twist to look over your right shoulder now. Again, ideally, the breath is in the chest and upper back. This is a type of ujjayi breath, and the belly is pulled in slightly. From here, let's take the tennis ball. Now we'll do the myofascial massage on the hips, in particular the muscle called the piriformis muscle. Sit on the ball and allow the hips to roll side to side. The ball rolls from the sacrum to the outside of the hip, and that's where the femur bone is, the trochanter. It can be quite painful. Let's do the other side. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and you rock from side to side on the tennis ball, and you get that piriformis muscle massaged. Yes, quite painful. And then from here you can place the tennis ball to the side. Rock up onto your hands and knees, knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Take a deep breath in and curl your spine, lifting your chin up. Breathe out, look under at your belly button. Breathing in, curl. Breathing out, rounding, looking under. Cat and cow. Last one. Come back to a tabletop position, flat back, and stretch your right foot behind you. Press the heel back, getting a stretch into the calf and into the bottom of the foot. And then we'll raise the leg up and make a nice big circle with your foot. And change the direction of the circle and then raise the leg high, breathing in, knee to the nose, breathing out. It's a variation of cat and cow, and we're also helping to contract the glute muscles. Bring the knee back down and we'll change legs. Stretch your left leg, toes tucked under, heel goes back. Then we raise the leg and make a nice big circle with the foot. Change the direction of the circle. And then raise the leg higher, breathing in, breathe out, knee to the nose. Breathing, raise the leg up, and that's activating the glutes. One more time. And then we'll bring the knee back down. Open your knees, sink down onto your heels, stretching your arms out in front of you. We'll turn the palms up to the sky. And this position, it creates an external rotation of the arms So it opens up the shoulders. It helps prevent that rolled forward position of the shoulders. So at the same time, we're stretching the low back and the outsides of the hips here. Now looking forward, turn your palms down and get ready. Take your downward facing dog. Pedal your feet a few times to get into your down dog. Take a deep breath in, move into plank position, and breathe out, move back to down dog. Breathing into a plank, breathing out to down dog. Once more, breathing into plank. Lower the knees and lower your chest down to the floor. Point your toes, lengthening your legs out. Keep the feet down, legs down. Breathe in, rise to cobra. Breathe out, come on back down. Breathing in, rise up to cobra. Breathing out, back down. Once more, rising up and back down again. Chest comes down, we tuck the toes and press back to downward facing dog. Pedal your feet right and left. Now take your right leg up and let's swing it between the hands. Fingertips down on the floor. And then we'll raise the right hand to the right knee, just above the knee at the thigh, and twist to your right. Very gentle twist. And this is prepping a bit the low back as well as the right hip. Look back down to the floor and take downward facing dog again. And we'll change legs. Left foot comes forward between the hands. Left hand to the left thigh, just above the knee, and twist to your left. Be sure not to sink too far down into the hips. As you know, this is something I don't believe we should be doing very often, so the hips are engaged in this position. Another deep breath in. And then we look back down and we set our hands down and step forward. Fingertips are touching the floor, knees are bent. Grab your elbows now and begin swaying from side to side to relax the back, upper back, lower back, shoulders, head and neck. Then lower your arms down and let's roll the shoulders right and left. And turn your head from right to left, a little no with the head, and then up and down for a little yes. Bending your knees low, hands come to your hips, elbows to the sky, lift your chin, press down through your feet, rising all the way up to a full standing position. Lower your arms by your sides, lift through the chest. Roll the shoulders back and stretch the legs. Hands come to your heart center. Raise the arms up, clasping the hands together. You can turn the palms skyward. Breathe in, lean out to your right, breathing out. Breathe in, come back up, breathing out to your left, breathing out. Breathing in, rise up. Breathing out to your right. Breathing in, breathing out to your left. One more time each side. These are easy side bends. Just keep the legs strong. Keep the hips stable. Come back to center and open your arms. Roll the shoulders back and bring your hands once again to your heart center. Notice feet are apart. You can check that your knees are strong. Chest lifted. Let's breathe in, raise the arms up. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, come to a halfway lift. Step back to your plank position. Lower your knees to the floor. Do a little push-up. All the way down and point your toes, lengthening your legs out to cobra. Bring your chest back down and push back to downward facing dog. Pedal your feet right and left. Some deep breaths here in down dog. Open the shoulders. Look to your hands. Take some big steps forward. Come to a halfway lift. Breathing in, breathe out, fold forward. Hands to your hips, elbows up. Come up into a chair position. Hands to your heart center. Raising your right leg out in front of you. Stretch the leg in front of you. And then let's bend the knee And send the leg back and into an airplane position. Bring the knee back up in front of you and set the foot down again for a chair. Lift your left leg. Stretch the leg out in front. Keep engagement in the belly, in the thigh, and stretch the leg behind you. Engage nicely into the glute now. Back up into the chair and set the foot down. Sink down in chair, raise your arms stretching skyward, bend the elbows into cactus. Breathe in, stretch skyward. Breathe out to cactus. Breathing in, stretch up. Breathing out, cactus. Hands to your heart center and fold forward. Come to that halfway lift, stepping back to your plank position. One push-up, chest comes down between the hands. All the way down, point your toes, rise to a cobra, and bring your chest back down to push back to downward facing dog. Let's bring our feet forward, take a crouching cat position, tilt your hips up, and bounce here in place, up and down. And turn your heels to the right and bounce 5 times. The left heel can be placed on the floor. Come back to center, and then turn your heels to the left and bounce 5 times. Come back to center. Rock back and forth now. Shoulders go over the hands. Back and forth, front and back. And then from here, take big steps forward to your hands. Halfway lift, folding forward. Hands to your hips, elbows up. Come up to that chair position again. Hands to the heart center. Now a little bit more challenging. Right knee comes up. Stretch the leg out in front. Then bend the leg and bring it crossed over your left thigh. Sink down, standing pigeon. Then stretch the leg back out in front of you and send the leg behind you into airplane once again. Opening the toes and come back to a chair position. Then the left leg lifts, knee bent, stretch the leg then. Rebend and cross over your right thigh into a standing pigeon. Rise back up, stretch the leg again out in front, then bend and stretch it behind you and into airplane, holding. Engaging nicely into the glute, come back into chair, sink down low, raise the arms, deep breath in, breathe out to cactus, breathe in, raise the arms, breathe out to cactus. One more time. Hands to your heart center, fold forward, halfway lift, step back to your plank position. One push-up. All the way down, point your toes, rise to a cobra. Bring your chest back down and push back to downward facing dog. Raise your right leg and swing it between the hands. Take your block, bring it near the foot, and rise to a warrior 2 position. Now the block is there just in case you need it. Be sure the right knee bends towards the baby toe of the right foot. Stay in your warrior for a few breaths. And then reverse your warrior. Right arm goes up to the sky, left hand towards the left knee. Hold. Deep breathing through the nose. Belly is slightly engaged. Now bring the right hand down to the block or to the floor. You can have the block or the pillow in different levels if you wish. Left arm goes up to the sky, holding here. Wrap your left arm around the low back until you reach the thigh. You can just touch it with your fingertips or you can grab it. Look to the floor now and straighten your front leg. Be sure that your front knee is supple, it's not hyperextended. Then rebend the front knee and gently release your arms back to the floor. To a downward facing dog, right leg rises, bend the knee, open the hip, hold for a moment to really engage into that glute, And then stretch the leg as straight as possible. Then bring the knee down behind the right hand. You can come into what's called 90-90, which has the right knee bent at 90 degrees, left knee bent behind you at 90 degrees, or you could stretch the left leg straight to come into a classic pigeon position. You could use your block underneath the right hip, or you could just place the block to the side and let the hip sink to the floor. Lift up nice and tall, holding the position, stretch your arms behind you. See if you can bring your fingertips off the floor. If not, you keep your fingertips on the floor. Then bring your hands back down in front of you. Either bring your elbows down onto a block or a pillow in front of you, or you could bring your elbows down onto the floor. If you would like to go farther, stretch your arms out in front of you and bring your forehead and chest to the floor. If at any point this does not feel comfortable, you can always do pigeon on the back, just crossing the right leg over the left. Walk your hands back. Get ready for down dog. Lifting the back knee up. Let's go. Right leg goes up, up, up to the sky. Hold it there for a moment, bend the knee, and then bring the foot back down. Walk your feet out. We'll do the other side. Left leg comes forward. Take your block with you or pillow and coming up into a warrior two position. Be sure that the knee goes more towards the baby toe. Deep breaths here. And when you're ready, reverse the warrior, raising the left arm up. Right hand goes down to the right knee. Then moving back, bring the left hand down to the block, the floor, or to a pillow, to the inside of your left foot. Right arm goes up to the sky. And from here, wrapping the right arm around the low back, see if you can touch the left thigh. If not, it's not a big deal. You can keep the hand at the low back. From here, looking down, straighten your left leg. Be sure you do not hyperextend the left knee. Always deep breaths. Then rebend the left knee. Let's release the hand back down to the floor. Raise the left leg up into down dog. Bend the knee and open the hip, engaging into that glute. Then stretching the leg straight, bring the knee behind or next to the left hand. Same thing, you can either take a 90-90 position, or you could stretch the right leg back into the classic pigeon. Take your block, you could place the block underneath the hip to square the hips a little bit, or to help you to lift up straight, or you can sink all the way down to the floor. Stretch your arms back and take that pigeon position with the wings spread wide. From here, bring the hands back down, and you could either take the block out from underneath or stay there with the block underneath you, elbows on the floor or on a pillow, or you could walk your hands out in front of you, forehead comes to the floor, to the reclining pigeon. Deep breaths. Lift your head back up, walk the hands back. Tucking the back toes under, let's rise up to down dog again, raising the left leg up. Engaging nicely into the glutes, and then bring the foot back down. Bend the knees, pedal your feet. Come into your plank position. Hold the plank. Raise your right leg to increase a little bit the intensity. I held here for 5 breaths, right leg up. And then you can raise the left leg. Remember to bring the right foot down before you raise the left leg. 5 breaths. Then bring the feet down, knees come down, move yourself down to the floor. Hands under the forehead, move your hips from side to side, just to let go of the back, hips, and any tension you might be feeling. Let's stretch our legs long behind us. Clasp the hands together behind you. Stretch your arms as straight as possible. Lift the head, chest, arms, and the legs. Squeeze the glutes tight. Keep everything strong. Breathe deeply. Feel the work in the back as well as the glutes. And then come on back down to the floor. Move the head, hips from side to side. This time, open your feet wide, bend the knees, and bring the toes touching each other for parachute position. Raise your chest, head, arms, and the thighs. Holding the position, excellent position for the back and the glutes. Come on back down, stretch your legs onto the floor. Move the hips from side to side. Clasp your ankles now with both hands, and come on up into bow pose. Or you could take snake pose again if this is too much for your knees. If you're up in bow, be sure to open your toes, making sure that this protects the knees. Come on back down, hands under the shoulders, push up onto the knees. Right hand off the mat, left hand on top, press the hips back. Puppy dog pose, getting a stretch down the left-hand side of the body. Left hand off the mat, right hand on top, press the hips back. Come back onto your mat. Knees walk forward, cross your ankles rolling over. Scoot forward on the mat if you need to, and roll down onto your back. Elbows into the floor. We're going to get ready for a long bridge. Heels walking away from your hips, toes up, elbows into the floor. Raise the hips up. The knees are just slightly bent, and this works into the hamstrings. Very good work for the knees. Feet should be hip width maximum. And lower the hips down. And then we'll walk our feet in towards our hips. Elbows still engaged into the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades and raise the hips now. The neck is long, back is long. Elbows pressing down nicely. Deep breathing. Now we're going to work the glutes a little bit more. Raise your right leg up to the sky and we press with little pulses up to the sky. Keep pressing and lifting. Now cross the right ankle over the left thigh and continue lifting, using that left glute to lift the hips. Bring the right foot back down, reset your feet, left leg up to the sky. Pulsing up, pulse. Feel the right glute working now. Now cross the left ankle over the right thigh and continue lifting. Stretch the left leg and bring it back down to the floor. Then raise the hips up higher for your half bridge. For those of you who'd like to take full bridge now, you could take full bridge, come to the crown of your head and rise all the way up to full bridge. And once we're here, I'd like you to raise one heel, bring it back down, then the other. Switch the heels. Right and left, left and right. If you're in full bridge, you'll do the same, just lifting the heels up one after the other. Now full bridgers, come down, meet us in half bridge. Half bridgers, raise your arms over your head and lower the back one vertebra at a time. Very, very slowly. See if you can get that low back to touch the floor before the hips touch the floor. And once you're down, soles of the feet together, knees wide. Arms can stay stretched over the head. Take some deep, slow breaths here. Now bring your hands down. Help your knees to rise back up. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh and lift the knees. And here is our reclining pigeon. If you'd like, you could stretch the left leg straight, grab either behind the calf or at the ankle, or you could grab the toes, the bottom of the foot. Be sure your neck is long. Rebend that left knee. Keep the legs crossed and allow the knees to fall to your left. Turn your head to the right. You can press down on the right knee with your left hand if you wish to go farther. Uncross the legs, roll all the way onto your left hand side. Grab the right ankle and pull the heel in towards the hip. The knee goes back to stretch the quadriceps. From here, releasing, roll back onto your back, knees wide, feet together for the reclining butterfly. Lifting the knees back up, let's cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Raise both knees, the knees come towards the chest or the shoulders. And you could stretch the right leg straight, grab behind the calf, or at the ankle, or at the bottom of the foot. Keep the neck long. Rebend the right knee. Place the foot on the floor and let the knees fall to your right. Turn your head to the left arm stretched out to the side for the spinal twist. Roll all the way onto your right hand side. Grab the left ankle, push the knee back, hip forward, and your right arm is underneath your head to support your neck. Deep breaths here. The left knee goes towards the chest and you roll back onto your back. Rock from side to side, knees at the chest. And you can turn your head in the opposite direction of the knees. Squeeze the knees tight, lift the head, nose between the knees, and lower your head back to the earth. Stretch your legs onto the floor. Feet hip width or wider. Palms of the hands turn to the sky. Chest is open. Allow your toes to roll open and begin to take deep, slow breaths. In and out. Here's where you can take some belly breaths. Allow your belly to expand as you breathe in and release as you breathe out. It's in the moments of relaxation during our yoga practice where we can let go of the tummy muscles. Continue a deep, slow breath. Begin relaxing your feet and your ankles. Relax your calves and your knees. Relax the thighs and the hips, the back, low back, middle back, upper back. Completely let go of the tummy muscles. Allow the chest to rise and fall along with the belly. Allow your shoulders to completely relax and let go. Relax the arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, and hands. Relax your neck and your throat, letting go of the jaw. Relax the chin, mouth. When the tongue's relaxed, it takes up all the space in the mouth. Relax your cheeks, muscles around your nose, all the tiny muscles around your eyes, your eyebrows, forehead, temples, scalp, and even the follicles of your hair. Feel your whole body relaxing and letting go. Counting from 5 down to 1, each level relaxing even more. 5, relax even more to 4, softening the body to 3, allowing all tension to melt to 2, completely letting go to 1. Imagine yourself floating just above the floor. Like a magic carpet carrying you. And imagine yourself being carried outside, up above the earth, above the trees, even above the mountains that surround us. And you look down from above the mountains, down into the valleys. And everything is peaceful. Everything is as it should be. Look at all the things that are right in the world. Look at all the things that are good in the world. And look at all the things that make you happy in this world. Being grateful is one of the most powerful emotions we can feel. Let's be grateful for everything that's right, for everything that's good, and for everything that makes us happy. Allow your magic carpet to bring you back down from the mountain, back down over the trees, back down towards the earth, and back down to where you're lying down relaxing right now. Stay in this position for as long as you like. I wish you a lovely day and a wonderful week. Namaste.